okay, we're going to talk about like examples of social stigma and stereotypes that maybe contribute to men just feeling less comfortable to express their feelings or just anything like that. So, anyone go first?
You want to go
Okay,
first?
Kushal, go first.
Oh, okay. Uh, I feel like social media is a very big deal
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like where it all starts is when like, at least for me and a lot of my friends, when we were like in like middle school, we went on Instagram, right? And we saw like these Instagram comedians talk about like it would be like women be like, oh, I'm sad, and then they like console them, and then be like men be like, and then oh, I'm sad, and his friend punches him. I remember this one video exactly. His friend punches him and says stop being sad, and
Wait,
like
I've seen so many things like that.
yeah
Like where they'll be like, oh, girls talking to their friends about their feelings, and it'll be like a guy, and they'll just be like, feel better, dude, and they'll like
yeah.
punch the guy.
And there's even like
Oh
this
my
one
gosh.
really famous clip where like this guy, he was obviously they were joking around, and I feel like those friends are the friends that like are definitely gonna be there for you. The friends that like jokingly say this, but I
Mhm.
feel like sometimes friend groups don't know when they're joking when they're not. But I know like I saw this one clip where he's like, if I came to you in a time of need, like no, he said like guys, I'm depressed. Like what should I do? And then his friend said, if you came to me in a time of need, I would ignore you and like come to your funeral and laugh. And like they were saying things like that, like over and over again. And like, yeah, like it's jokes and it's funny. And but at the same time, like I feel like in that situation, it's alone. It was like just a funny situation, and he knew that those friends
Mhm.
were his best friends. But if those kinds of situations leads to like other dudes thinking, "Oh, this is funny if I say this on a game chat. Let me just tell
Right.
let me tell whoever's upset, oh, like I hope you come to me in a time of need, so like I can laugh at your funeral." Like that's a horrible thing to say, right? So I feel like in that situation alone, it worked. But because of the fact that like so many people saw it, they continue to say things like that, thinking that it's also funny and also cool. When in reality, it just makes the person who like needs help just feel worse about themselves.
The different things rather
Yeah,
than
because they don't have like the conventional outlets, and I'm not saying all girls have like easy outlets, but I do know that like so a lot of my like female friends, if they come to me for help, I'll always like I'll try to be there for them, right?
be
Like to
open. Yeah.
the best of my abilities. But I know that like if I go to them, I feel like they either just like, kind of expect me just as a dude, because like I'm not like I don't give off like a weak person. I have facial hair, so I look like people's father. So I feel like people think like, oh, he's just coming to me to tell me he doesn't really need any help, or they start like relating to their problems and then only talk about their issues when I'm trying to come to them for my problem. And I feel
Mm.
like because of those things and the fact that like it's so different, it I think that's what leads to a lot of like negative consequences like substance abuse for men.
I get, and then this is in our notes, but like something that obviously women don't go through when talking about mental health is like we wrote how guys have the fear of being labeled as feminine or weak,
Yeah.
or like just they're just put down, for being vulnerable, which everyone listening, that's not true at all. But like, so would you say like you guys have like felt like, have you like, okay, this is like, sorry, it's a random question. Have you started to open up to someone and then like caught yourself and you're like, no, like I'm I'm just gonna be seen as like weak or something like that? Has that ever happened?
Gosh, do you want to answer that?
I think you can answer this one. I'll talk after.
Uh, I've never like stopped myself. It's more like I say like something just to see like if somebody will care.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even more now more than before. Anytime I like low key mention something, immediately it. I feel like my guy friends they catch on real quick, but they just don't know what to say, which is why I don't go to them. But a lot of like
Interesting.
female friends that I have, when I don't say enough to like open up, but I say like something that's bothering me, and
Mm-hmm.
immediately it goes into them talking about their own issues, and it's like, hey, I'm here for you all the time, but sometimes if I need help, like I also like would like if you talk to me. So I don't like, it's more like I don't stop myself, it's more like I start and then somebody just turns into them, and eventually like I'm like, okay, fine, like it's about you now. So I
So
just
you
like,
you observe like how people have reacted.
yeah, like it's just over time you realize people really only start talking about their issues the moment you bring in your issues. Again, I feel like now more than before, because I feel like a lot more people are like going through things now because of Corona and everything, which makes sense.
Quarantine thing.
But I feel like when I bring up my issues, a lot of people just try to like push in their issues and get help for themselves, which is like fine, and I get that. But
But we
because
shouldn't.
that's
We
happened so
shouldn't.
much,
I don't think that's fine. I don't think we should be justifying people because, like obviously this is easier said than done, but like everyone like deserves to be around people that like uplift them. You know, it
yeah,
can't. It has to be like
It can't always be about them. It has to
yeah,
also
it can't
be
be like
about both of you.
80-20. Like you can't give all like so much effort into valuing their happiness and wanting to be there for them, and if they don't give the same back for you, then that's not. It's not, in my opinion, that's not a genuine friendship.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I meant more
like
along the fact that it's fine to come to me about your issues. Like
It
if
has to be
I'm
a two.
bringing up something, you shouldn't immediately be like, "Oh yeah, me too," and start talking about it. It's like
that.
oh, you
that
should,
I,
yeah, because then it just deters everyone from like wanting to talk about their emotions or anything because they're like, no one ever
point.
actually helps, right?
Like, what's the point and stuff?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Or you're afraid that you'll be like labeled as something like
Yeah.
simp, things
I
like
think
that.
definitely like a lot of people who like share their emotions and stuff like that, they like are really scared of like being labeled as like a simp or like people like thinking they're weak or think people thinking they're like more feminine or people like even like labeling them as gay because they're like because they like talk to more girls or they're like more open with being like more open with their emotions. Like that's like a really big problem as well, kind of like building off of like
Um,
men being afraid to share their emotions.
the I get oh, this makes me so mad because I've had guy friends that get called gay just for being. First of all, no one should be using gay as an insult. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
truth.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why people use it to like describe their distaste for something, but like some people I know, like when they start posting on, oh my god, I clearly remember in 8th grade, this one guy I knew, he would post on his like stories or like whatever on social media about how he's feeling. He was open about it, and everybody, not everybody, like so many people would just call him gay because they thought there's something wrong with him. Like, oh, that's so
Yeah, like once
bad.
guys start like sharing their emotions, then like suddenly they're like put into some stereotype as like more feminine, weak, or like this like gay stereotype that like for some reason straight men aren't allowed to share their emotions for some reason.
That's such an important point. Like you're saying, like some people that are identify as gay might be not. I'm putting allowed in air quotes because you guys can't see me, but like people think like, oh, it's okay for them to, but not just for straight men. That's a really important point.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up one thing, and I hope I don't sound misogynistic saying this, but the double standard between men and women's mental health is like crazy. Because, like, for example, I'll just bring in the idea of like, say a girl gets into a relationship and breaks up with somebody, right? They break up. The girl's allowed to be upset over like, and keyword allowed to be upset over the breakup. They can spend their time like getting over it. They can go to all of their friends to get over it, and they can like express their emotions, and they can express it as often as they want, like as much as they want. Like they can do whatever. Like I feel like it's a lot easier because other like girls will like understand that situation, right? But when a dude goes through like heartbreak, because again, a heartbreak is heartbreak for everyone. It hurts no matter what,
Period.
right? But I feel
Period.
like when a guy goes through that, um, again, personal experience, like after a relationship that I got out of, like after I was told once, "You good?" and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And after that, like I was expected to just be over it. Like I was expected like to just be done, and like it's not supposed to hurt. And and I know like a lot of dudes, like some people like they have like really deep connections with other people,
Mm-hmm.
and like for example, this professional NBA player Matt Barnes, his wife cheated on him with one of his like best
Oh my
friends,
god.
his like coach, I think Derek Fisher, and people started and uh he was like super upset, and and Derek Fisher was like at his house, like Matt Barnes's house, without him knowing and all that. He went back to his house and like beat him up, and everyone started talking about like, oh, he's so soft, like you're not supposed to do that, like
Oh
you're
my
so
god.
weak for doing that. And I'm like, bro, like if a girl did that, she'd
Mhm.
be like, oh, she's like, that's justified, like you're doing what you're doing. When a dude is doing it, it seems like, oh, he's going too crazy, he cares too much, it's just a relationship. And like I feel like also like other friends I have where like they've been really interested in a person, like they've been with them and they've like gone through like a lot of bad things. A
Mhm.
lot of people start like thinking that they're a lot weaker, and not even just weaker, they just like stop being friends with them because they're so sad about the relationship ending. And I'm like, and I feel like, yeah, I get that like maybe it gets annoying for you if it's been like a year and all they do is like talk about how upset they are. But I know so many girls who also do the exact same thing. And not trying to be rude, but I know some girls who low key use it as like a personality trait that they got out of a relationship and like that they were hurt, and they use it over and over again and people seem to be okay with it and people seem to accept it. And I
Mhm.
feel like that double standard really needs, and double standards like that really need to be let go, because that just leads to like, it's just extremely unfair for like a dude to like not be able to be treated the same when it comes to mental health as a lot of girls get treated.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember when you told me about like how when you went through stuff, like someone texted you that, and like that just made me really upset because I was thinking, I was like, a lot of people might just expect you to deal with it on your own
Yeah.
because of just everything. And I actually, on my spam account, I did just to get more information on this stuff because I wanted to obviously educate myself and learn how people around me thought. I did like this poll and I was like, do you feel as though men's mental health is treated the same? And it was literally 100% no, same like compared to women. I got
Yeah.
100% no, and I got like 50 votes. And obviously 50 is not a lot of people, but if it's affecting the people around me, like it's obviously like a
Yeah.
bigger issue, and it is. And I agree with you. I do think double standard in terms of mental health is definitely there.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we didn't even. Okay, sorry. I talk so much. If you guys can tell, I'm really sorry.
Listen, this is an open discussion.
Yeah.
I'm
If
also
I vote, I don't shut
talking a
up. I need to
lot.
learn. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna just ask and be like, why don't you guys just describe when people use the phrases no homo and simp? Really, I really want to discuss simp. Not like just explain what simp means. How do you think that affects this whole issue as a whole? I'm muting myself now. Bye.
Oh gosh, you want this one?
No, you can do it. You got this.
Okay. So I feel like no homo and simp. First of all, I will never like excuse people. I just want to like put this out there. Like if you say no homo, like I'll immediately think that you're just weird. I'll be like, why? Like, why? Like you don't need to say that. It makes no it adds nothing to who you are, your conversation, or your character if you just say no homo. But I get that like I know that like just in general in society, it's ingrained that like oh if you do something homosexual it's bad for some reason, and I feel like because of that like the younger people tend to say things like oh no homo no homo, and like for example freshman year I remember everyone used to just say that all the time even for like normal things like not even like it's like basic things like getting a cup of water they'd say no homo, and I'm like how like what was the purpose of this, right? But I feel like because they were just so young, they use it like as some sort of joke because they just want to be funny. I feel like even now, the term isn't used in a way that's like supposed to be very derogatory. It's supposed to be used in like a comedic way, if that makes sense. Even though it's not that funny, but it's supposed to be used in a comedic way. And I feel like the use of no homo, at least in my experience, has gone down because I know a lot of people stop caring, like oh no, like people like my friends can do like anything and I can do anything and we're not going to judge each other or think oh he's gay, like that's not, because it's not even like it's not an insult to be gay, it's not anything wrong with being gay, and there's not an insult with like it's not weird if you hug your guy friend, and because before if you used to hug your male friends you had to say no homo, and I'm like that does not make
Yeah.
sense. But I feel like simp is such a like big term nowadays, and I feel like like you could be a respectful person. I held the door open for somebody and like three of my friends were like Lamau simp, and I was like I held the door open because she was like 5 feet away. How is that being a simp? And they just use it over and over again to the point where like it just ingrains in people that like if you're respectful or if you're even like remotely a good person to a girl, like you're a simp and that's bad and it's supposed to be used in a derogatory way.
Mhm.
And that adds like it just like creates a new section of toxic masculinity
Yeah.
where it's like guys who like aren't confident in who they are and guys who like just like they genuinely just aren't like if you want to use the term man enough, like they feel like they're not man enough, they start doing things like this to try and like compensate for that because they think if you like call out other people's masculinity and if you make fun of things like homosexuality that makes you more of a man, which is just completely wrong. But I feel like that's just like such a big deal that like there's no like short end to this. I feel like just in general, I feel like it is ending somewhat because I now see on social media like a lot of people saying, "How is this being a simp? Like, let's remove the word." And I know like there's people trying to like break the stigma of it, but I feel like not in the near future will we see the end of either of these terms
Yeah, I think
because
it's
it's just
way too normalized right now.
yeah, like it's just something that like will that people just say thinking they're funny and thinking that like it makes them more manly, but it just doesn't.
Yeah.
No, things like on TikTok, almost every other TikTok I see in the comment section, someone will use it. And I actually sent across this Instagram post I saw about it. I'm on it right now, and I think they described it well because they were saying men should not have to step down. Like it shouldn't be viewed as a step down from your manliness or whatever when you're treating someone with kindness and when you're being a good person. You
Yeah,
know?
it's it's honestly just kind of sad that like oh I was literally on Instagram today and there was a video of this guy. He gave his girlfriend that was like they were dating for a year this like box as a gift, and it was like, why don't British dudes do this? And everything in the comments was because we're not simps, because we actually like we're actual men and stuff like that. I'm like, giving your girlfriend of a year a gift is not being is not being manly. I'm
Mhm.
like it ingrains this idea, this like this mindset into like people that you're supposed to act like the 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 terms like treat her like dirt and she'll stick to you
Oh
like
God.
mud. Like,
Mm-mm.
bro,
Mm.
like I get it's funny, but the fact that like it's just being so common that like you shouldn't respect women and that will get you more women. I don't understand how. I don't understand who got that idea and how they got it.
Yeah, I don't even where did it even come from? But like I feel like it discourages guys to like shames guys for being just good, decent human beings.
Yeah. Or like, and I get like if you're with a group of friends and one of your guy friends goes and talks to a girl, you like, tease him, but you just tease him. People will be
Yeah.
like going off on their guy friends, like, bro, you're talking to a girl, you're stupid. And they're like getting like mad and like in his face. And I'm like, bro, like relax. He's talking to a girl. How is in any sense that not like how in any sense that not something you should like be proud of him for? He's like talking to somebody. He's doing like that takes a lot of guts. And the moment he comes back, he's just being called like a simp and being called like weak for talking to somebody. It's just weird and it's sad, but it's just like a reality.
Yeah.